All eyes are on the turnaround over at Starbucks. The new CEO leading that charge joins Yahoo Finance now. Starbucks Chairman and CEO Brian Niccol. Brian, good to see you. Of course, our very own Brooke DiPalma, senior reporter, is here as well. Good to see you, Brian. Thanks for taking some time out of your busy schedule. So we were, of course, avid listeners to your most recent earnings call. You laid out a lot of key initiatives, bringing back the condiment station. That is good. We're getting rid of the upcharge for non-milk options. Good stuff. My question to you is, what is the turnaround timeline for the Starbucks U.S. business?
Yeah, well, great to be with you guys. And obviously, we are changing the strategy to get back to Starbucks and obviously turn the business around. I think if we focus on a couple of the key fundamentals that I talked about, you'll see us make progress, kind of every month, every quarter against getting this business turned around. And, kind of what I shared in the earnings call is what I'll share with you guys is I plan on sharing how we're progressing, what we're working on, and how we're improving the business. And, kind of those key highlights are, obviously, we got to get people moving through our stores at the speed at which they want to experience Starbucks, right? So if you come into the store, in cafe, we're going to focus on getting you your drink, your order, within less than 4 minutes. We want to bring some order to the mobile order experience. That's really important to us. And then obviously the drive-through experience, we want to continue to deliver that with great speed. So, we have to fix the parameters around how we get the operating experience to match the customer experience, which is what they want from us. And then there's a few other things coming down the pike as well, which I touched on, right? We want to make sure we've got the right staffing in the stores, supporting our partners correctly with the right tools, the right equipment, so they can deliver on that throughput with great craft, great quality, and a great human touch. I'm actually surprised how much this has gotten picked up, the fact that we're bringing the Sharpies back. That's just an example of how, we're going to empower our partners, our baristas, to put that human touch back into that experience with the craft products that they're building for every single customer, every single time.
I'm curious, what key indicators are you watching to assess this U.S. turnaround? Is it foot traffic or is it same-store sales?
Yeah, look, obviously, I would love to see the foot traffic start to turn around to drive that same-store sales growth. And, that's going to be a key piece of the puzzle for us going forward. I know there is plenty of capacity in the business to deliver traffic growth, to drive that same-store sales growth. And that's what we're focused on as an organization. We want to give people the customer experience, the brand experience that results in them coming to Starbucks every single time for their drink occasion and hopefully that breakfast morning occasion. We want to win the morning, and then obviously we'll grow the business from there.
And of course, Brian, a lot of that great work you did over at Chipotle. I wrote about it. I've talked to you about it. Promoting from within. It's been a key secret to success for Chipotle. But at the end of the day, does the Starbucks worker just need a bigger paycheck and more clarity on scheduling and how their life may work out from a work perspective week to week?
Yeah, look, I think actually we've made a lot of progress on this front. The turnover at Starbucks is pretty remarkable. It's in the 50% range, which, if you look at a lot of the companies at our scale, the turnover is more in the 100 to 130% range. So I think we've made a lot of great progress on getting our partners the hours and the schedule that they believe they need in order to be a impactful partner, both for their personal lives as well as how they want to grow professionally. I do think we have an opportunity on how we then staff the stores, ensuring that we've got the right number of partners deployed correctly for, obviously our morning peak as well as those shoulder hours. You're going to see us starting to test and invest in that area. Most recently, we just added additional labor to about 3,000 stores, and we're getting ready to pilot some additional work on ensuring that our partners are set up for success to give a customer a great drink, right, in less than 4 minutes in store with that kind of marquee moment. I'm calling it the moment of truth, where we hand you that drink, you see the grand apron, your coffee's coming right to you. We got to make sure we are set up so that our partners can execute that way. And that means obviously we got to have the right algorithm to support mobile order, as well as the right tools to support drive-through while we do this. But look, I'm optimistic that we're going to be able to get our partners a great work experience, because I think ultimately that will drive a great customer experience. And I'm committed to doing both.
Brian, I do quickly want to hit on the China market. I know you're set out for a trip in just a few weeks. What do you expect to learn from there? Will you also explore a strategic partner? And we've seen growth, soar growth there in quarter over quarter. Is there come a point where you pause the growth in that market?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to my trip coming up. A lot has changed in China since the last time I was there for a visit. And obviously, the competitive environment has changed pretty dramatically just in the last couple of years. The macro environment is very different than it probably has been historically. And then, obviously, we now have over 7,000 Starbucks in China. So the good news is I believe there's still tremendous growth, both in the coffee category and then the positioning in the space that Starbucks plays in for the long term. I do believe we have to figure out what is the best approach for us to capture the growth that is coming, I think, in the future. And that's what we're evaluating, and that's what I've alluded to as it relates to taking a look at strategic partnerships.
Brian, it feels like yesterday. I still remember day one when you started at Chipotle. I remember covering it. But one of the first things you did there is you moved the company's headquarters. How committed are you to Seattle? Some folks that I've talked to on the street have suggested that Starbucks would benefit from leaving Seattle, be perceived as less of a political brand. Have you had any thoughts about doing that and what it would mean to a company like Starbucks?
That right now is not on the list of things to do. One of the things that is on my list is making sure that Starbucks gets back to making great coffee, giving great partner experiences and great customer experiences. And look, we got to make sure we've got a great culture at the Seattle Support Center, our New York Support Center, our Chicago Support Center. So we need to make sure those cultures are set up to support what's happening in all of our stores. And that's what I'm focused on is how do we make sure we get back to Starbucks in the stores, and then we get a focus with our culture, our collaboration, the work that we have in these support centers to supporting how we get back to Starbucks in every single one of our stores.
Fair enough, Brian. You're leaving egg bites on the menu, right?
Yeah. Oh, of course. I love the egg bites. I might have had some this morning.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Brian Niccol, great to get some time with you. Starbucks chairman and CEO, good to see you. Good luck on your CEO journey at the company. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much.